The story I'm going to present to you today might be one you have already heard. It may not be the exact same story, but similar in nature how certain events unfold, how a crime scene develops, and how new characters and revelations emerge without the parents having any clue. You may have heard such stories before and then dismissed them from your mind. However, when a similar story appears before you in a different form, it might remind you of those past tales. There are certain cases that trend widely, capturing people's minds for a while. But then, after 10 or 15 days, everything calms down, and most of us forget about it, not even wondering whether justice was served or what happened to the victims. I'm not just telling you this, I am the same way. Some things are best forgotten, but it's also crucial to see them through to the end. So, I'll simply say that whenever you start something, like even watching today's video, try to finish it. That's my only request. Whatever you do in your personal life, see it through to completion. Just as you are watching this story now, watch it to the end without leaving halfway. This case, which recently came to light, originated in Delhi. There is an area in Delhi called Nangloi, where a girl used to live with her family, a girl about 20 years old, with a younger sister and loving parents. She was good at her studies and dreamed of becoming an influencer on social media, bringing her emerging face to the public. Like anyone, she wanted to be liked, to be popular, and she was getting there. She had followers, views, likes, everything was going well. Then, a few days ago, around the time of Karva Chauth, this girl left her home. Her family waited for her to return, but she didn't come back. Her parents grew worried and began searching everywhere. They even questioned neighbors, but nobody knew anything. The girl's younger sister was the closest to her, as sisters usually are. When asked if she knew where her sister Sonia might have gone, she hesitated and finally revealed something shocking. She said her sister used to talk to someone she called a ghost. When Sonia's parents heard this, they were puzzled and didn't believe it. They thought the younger sister was joking or had gone a bit crazy from stress. But she insisted that Sonia had indeed been speaking to a ghost. To prove it, she showed them Sonia's Instagram bio, which read, "I love ghost." Her parents were taken aback. They went through her things and found that Sonia had taken several valuable items with her jewelry, clothes, many belongings were gone. Realizing that their daughter might be on a dangerous path, they went to the police station with her younger sister and filed a missing complaint. As soon as the complaint was filed, the Delhi police began investigating, suspecting that she may have left on her own or been influenced by someone else. The police then started tracking down Sonia to find out where she had gone and with whom. Information was gathered to check if there was any love affair or conversations with anyone. When the bio had "ghost" written in it, how could they search for this ghost? The police were puzzled and investigating when, in the end, they found a name Saleem, also known as Sanju. The police team reached Sanju, brought him in, and asked, "Where is Sonia?" Initially, Sanju, or Saleem, told many stories and started creating puzzles. But as the police piled questions on him, he eventually narrated the full story. The story begins 2 years ago when Sonia was 18. She was very active on social media, frequently making reels and trying to portray herself as bold. Her dream was to become an influencer. One day, she received a friend request from someone named Sanju, and she accepted it. When she followed him back, she received a message from Sanju, and thus their conversation started. When Sonia asked, "Who are you?" she said her name was Sonia and that she was from Nangloi, Delhi. When she asked him about himself, he said his name was Sanju and that he was from a village in Rohtak, specifically the Kathura area in Jajjar. Over time, their friendship grew. They exchanged numbers, and Sanju felt he loved her. He proposed, and Sonia, who was interested, accepted. Now they started talking like boyfriend and girlfriend. Since they lived far apart, they couldn't meet often. Sonia would ask about his family, lifestyle, and friends, but Sanju always brushed it off, saying, "I'm a ghost, and ghosts have no place, no caste, they are just ghosts." These adventurous things fascinated Sonia, as she was just 18 or 19 years old. She even wrote, "I love you, ghost," in her bio. Their friendship deepened, and they took vows to live and die together. Eventually, they planned to meet in private, where they became intimate, and Sonia got pregnant. Now, the story took a twist. Completely in love, Sonia thought about marrying Sanju. When she proposed marriage, Sanju started backing away, saying he couldn't marry her. But Sonia, now deeply in love, tried to please him, thinking maybe she wasn't enough, which was why he refused to marry her. Despite her attempts, Sanju continued to refuse, and the pregnancy continued to advance, reaching 7 months by October. Around Karva Chauth in October, Sonia kept a fast for Sanju and planned to meet him to break it together. But Sanju had other plans in mind. Finally, when they met, Sonia brought all the items for the ritual, but Sanju, along with 2 friends, took her in his car and later murdered her. When asked why he committed the murder, Sanju explained that he had only wanted Sonia as a girlfriend but never intended to marry her. He had lied about his identity. His real name was Saleem, and he was Muslim, while Sonia believed he was Hindu and thought they could marry in a temple. When Sonia began pressing for marriage, Saleem grew worried. He feared that if this reached the police, it would lead to accusations of love jihad, and he might be jailed. With this in mind, Saleem and his 2 friends planned to kill her to silence her. On Karva Chauth, Saleem met Sonia, took her to a secluded area near Rohtak, and murdered her by a millet field, burying her there. Later, the police uncovered the grave, and the autopsy confirmed that Sonia was indeed 7 months pregnant. This revelation caused outrage in the community. Young girls often fall prey to these situations, and society often lacks sympathy for them. However, girls should remember that while this age brings emotional vulnerability, they must be cautious and not blindly trust anyone. If they wish to get into relationships, they should first understand the other person, involve family, and ensure marriage is a real possibility. By making impulsive decisions, they risk severe consequences, not only for themselves but for those who care about them. So, this was the story of how an 18-year-old girl got into a relationship, exchanged numbers, became physical, got pregnant, and ultimately lost her life when her boyfriend refused to marry her. I hope this video helps someone make better decisions. Let me know your thoughts on this story in the comments.